Price in action, the winner of 4 World Series of Darts events. Twice he's won the World Series of Darts finals. He's a former world champion. He's taking on Alexis Toylo, a regular winner on the Asian Tour, and a player that we're becoming more and more used to seeing on the big stages. Going to need to up his average, you feel, to impact on the Welshman. But Toylo is a player who is more than capable. Can he produce another big upset? Can he join Manlok Lung as knocking out one of the elite PDC stars? Cool Cat, 34 years of age, from the Philippines. We'll be hoping that he can do that. But he's got his hands full with this fella, Gerwyn Price. 40 years of age now, making his 34th World Series of Darts appearance. 9 times he's been in the final, 4 of them he's won, and you wouldn't rule him out, Mark Webster, with his family here supporting him, getting another win here in Riyadh.
No, some real positives are getting him Price in Bahrain. He wasn't at his fluent best in his opening round match a few days ago against Motomo Sakai, but then ended the streak of Luke Littler in that quarter-final before coming unstuck in the semi-finals. But in terms of the way he played, Gerwyn Price, he'll feel very satisfied, and there's plenty to build on here. Against an awkward customer, you'll see as this match pans out, he's got his own little routine, and he won't be taken out of that routine, but he's really capable when he gets in the flow.
59.
Well, he's got plenty of supporters here. We've established that already. And he did play pretty well against Michael van Gerwen. Average over 91, taking 4 legs off the eventual winner in Bahrain. So Toylo's got levels, multiple finalists on the Asian Tour last year. Comes here with good pedigree.
Yeah, he's picked up a couple of big wins on a big stage as well. There was a group game victory over Stephen Bunting in the Grand Slam in November. Beat Richard Veenstra at the World Championships in 2025. And has been dealt with by Christoph Ratajski in that World Championship and the World Championship just gone. But very capable.
Well, you know what the threat is with Toylo. You know about the pace of play. Seems to be getting on with it here. Cool Cat's got his fans. So, as this man, Gerwyn Price, regular appearance maker on the World Series of Darts.
Just lost his way there with the second dart.
Does
well to find a treble. He needed something with that last dart. It's Gerwyn Price who gets first look at a ton-plus finish. Treble 17 be handy. So maybe a bit of work still to be done here for Gerwyn Price, even if he does return.
Yeah, he's left one of those finishes where it might only be 1 dart. Toylo, can he stay straight and in the red bit? Not quite. Not a million miles away. He could just drop one in the treble here. It would have put Price under some pressure. But it's 74 for an early break.
Top surprise for the opener. Yeah, good finish. 15 down, hold the throw. Sorry, break a throw for Gerwyn Price. And when he's in on point with that tops and tens, he's a real handful, Gerwyn Price. I said, whilst he'd have been a little bit underwhelmed with his performance in the semi-finals in Bahrain, he'd have been only positive about his performances a few days ago.
Yeah, he's a player, had a really good year last year.
135.
I think would want to make more inroads in the really big events, starting at the Masters at the end of the month. But what better way to go there to Milton Keynes than with a win here at Riyadh and, if possible, $200,000 in your back pocket.
All for 10 darts. Reminder, $100,000 available for a 9-dart finish. And if any player hits that 9 darts, they'll then get one single dart at the bullseye to double their prize money. Not being threatened as of yet this evening, but we've still got a few games left. We've got quarter, semis and final tomorrow. Still time.
Certainly is. Toylo here. Can he get down to a finish? Because Price is not on one at the moment.
46.
No is the answer. That was a poor visit.
Gerwyn Price can make inroads here to try and back up that break with a hold.
100.
Ideally, would have liked the second treble, but it is a finish. Price, whose World Championship campaign came to an abrupt end after a convincing display in the opening round in defeating Adam Gavlas. It all looked rosy, all looked good for Gerwyn Price. People expecting him to have a big run, even a potential quarter-final clash with Luke Littler, but it was ended comfortably by Wesley Plazier in round 2. So plenty of time off for Gerwyn Price in the build-up to these first couple of World Series events of 2026.
32.
He's made a little bit of a mess of that as well. So the Cool Cat gets a look at 160 for a break straight back. There we see the shadow darts that become a bit of a trademark of his throw. He does seem, in fairness, to be speeding those up as well. He's certainly making, I think, an effort to improve the pace of play.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's been as frequent tonight.
60.
We had him in the second leg.
109.
But for players who are playing him, they know what he's about and how he approaches the games. You've got to be prepared.
53.
Stephen Bunton, as we mentioned, the Grantham just didn't deal with it.
Right. Stay straight. No, it's not in. Is he going to try and just get one over the top, or are we going tops? Well, he tried to get one in the treble. Now he doesn't want a treble. And he doesn't. Leaves tops.
I felt that was the better option when you're darts land as flat as Alexis Toylo's do. There was a clear path to that treble 20, but Gerwyn Price is picking off that tops. He's 2 from 2 on the doubles, both on tops, and he doubles his lead.
Yeah, ominous signs for Toylo. I think many people there would have expected maybe he goes at tops, but as you said, he felt it was a good lie, but he just couldn't land one on top of the previous dart.
58.
Different players have different ways, don't they?
Flat darts at the top of the board as well are awkward to follow. You need it to land on the bottom wire and stack on top. And you said there, Mark, there was a clear path to that treble 20. It was the right play. Just the execution wasn't there for Alexis Toylo, but this already got the feeling of a big leg for Alexis. You go a double breakdown in a race to 6 against Gerwyn Price, you've got a real job on.
100.
Well, he's got plenty of room for a couple more names on there. We've got Humphries and Van Veen, or he might be a Asamoah Sakai fan. I'm not sure. We'll find out, I'm sure, in the next half an hour or so here in Riyadh, where after a great start for the Asian players, Manlok Leung upsetting Danny Noppert, it's been pretty straightforward stuff thus far for Bunting, Aspinall, Van Gerwen and Littler, and early signs that Gerwyn Price is going to add his name to the list of quarterfinalists tomorrow night.
Performance of the night, Nathan Aspinall. And his 6-1 defeat against Lawrence Alag, and he'd be mighty relieved just to have a drama-free game with Lawrence. They normally get a bit tense and scrappy, but it was so routine for Nathan. He'll be back tomorrow to take on Manlok Leung.
Yeah, definitely played well, didn't he, Aspinall?
95. Going to require 170.
Right, 170, big fish. It's on. Oh, he doesn't need to go for it. Is he going for it? He is, and he gets it. There's the Gerwyn Price roar in Riyadh. And the crowd respond. He gives them another one as well. He enjoyed it, they enjoyed it. The price is right in Riyadh.
Didn't need to go for it, but was always going to go for it. It's a 3-leg lead. It's the double breaker throw. It's 3 from 3 on the doubles. Gerwyn Price is in complete command
85.
of this last 16 tie here in Riyadh.
Toylo in a spot of bother here. 3 down and a breakdown as well. But a great moment
31.
for the crowd. And he didn't hang around, did he? Gazzy let them hear the roar that has become the trademark that's followed him around the world.
140.
He's got a good view from the side of just how solid the stance and action is of Gerwyn Price. Alexis Toylo's let back foot lifting on every dart. He's just not really got anything going here.
No, in Bahrain, as Price looking to fill up with the first max. Well, a big fish followed by a maximum visit. And Price is flying here. Well, in Bahrain, it was missed opportunities, wasn't it, for the Asian stars? They played pretty well. They couldn't create or complete the opportunities. Tonight, they're not being given the chance. With the exception of Lung earlier on, they're not getting the opportunities.
Yeah, man luck aside, the key word there is that they created chances in Bahrain. They're not even creating opportunities tonight. And Gerwyn Price,
78.
well, you're still going to get a 4-leg lead, you feel. Way back in the leg here, Alexis Toylo. His average languishing just below the mid-70s. Very little to be positive for Alexis at the minute, and it's going to need a real drop-off from Gerwyn Price for Alexis to be competitive in this contest. Better visit, but you feel too little too late in this leg.
Yeah, going to split. 10 for double 4 then for 4. Oh, wow, that was a wild dart.
14.
Well, he's made a little bit of a mess at the end of the leg, but he snatches his dart in frustration, knowing he'll be coming back to polish off the 4 points he needs.
Must have been a little bit of temptation just to bust there. Double 2, not ideal.
Going to require 4.
Toylo down to finish.
Game shot,
Doesn't matter.
full play.
4 without reply. Gerwyn Price.
Good leg, Alexis, good
95.5 average, 50% on the doubles. There's been a 170 in there as well. It's a polished performance so far from the Welshman.
Yeah, that leg did include his first misses at double, but such was his commanding lead. They were irrelevant in the end.
43.
And Toylo just cannot get going at the moment. Yet to have a go at a double himself. And Gerwyn Price is showing no mercy here.
140.
There's just a massive golfing class here. Gerwyn Price enjoyed that opening leg just to settle himself down, and from there he's been allowed to relax. And he'll take an encouragement as well from Alexis Toylo, looking a little deflated, not really going through his normal routine in the match, and just doesn't seem the same player. Okay, he got beat in the opening round in Bahrain, but he's really competitive against Michael. Made him work for that victory. He then went on to lift the title, Michael van Gerwen. Toylo just not able to back it up here.
Well, in terms of the performances from the Asian players, he put the best numbers up in Bahrain. There's a danger here at current levels. He's going to put the least effective performance up in terms of numbers. And the problem for him is Gerwyn Price is sprinting towards the finish here. Starting to find his range on the trebles. It's been a likeable performance from the Iceman.
Price just in that zone on the stage. You know, everything's going right for yourself, and everything's going wrong for your opponent, and it's a recipe for what's going to be, you feel, a comprehensive victory for Gerwyn Price. Everything going right for Gerwyn. And he's double 12 for a 5-leg lead.
Yeah, Toylo in big trouble here. He knows it.
Going to require 24.
Gerwyn Price knows it. And he's now one away, a 13-dart leg from Gerwyn Price.
6 leg, Gerwyn the throw first.
Looking to wrap up a spot in yet another World Series of Darts quarter-final.
Easy.
Just rescues the opening visit with that last dart for Alexis Toylo. A night to forget. No darts, a double. Just 1-2 treble visit.
95.
Shows how difficult it is, doesn't it, for, if you like, the challengers. If they're not at their level and the PDC stars play well, there is still a chasm between them. And that has been evident in a few of the games tonight. The challenge is there for the stars from the Philippines, from Japan, from Hong Kong to get to that level as quickly as they can.
100.
And the ultimate aim is to get yourself to a level where you go and get a tour card. But you've got to get that experience, get those consistent performance levels where you're challenging the best. If you're going to relocate, predominantly the tour is played in the UK, obviously the European tour. So more experience needed for Alexis Toylo. A night to forget, but he'll switch his attentions back to the Asian tour for the coming months.
Well, Toylo's left an unfinished, so Price knows that he'll be coming back for 56 for the match. And a pretty straightforward night at the office for Gerwyn Price.
Well, Toylo, even in defeat, normally makes things awkward for his opponents. Hasn't done that tonight. But Gerwyn Price to wrap up a clean sweep here.
Tops he needs, been pretty good that end of the board, and he's very, very good here, right in the middle of the bed. He'll take on Humphries or Asamoto, who play next, but the Iceman safely through to the quarterfinals. He's beaten Alexis Toylo by 6 legs to 0.